Pawnda has been released from imprisonment, but we still don't know what happened to Alex Navalny. Here on the stream, I'm International Master William Pascal. Yes. Alright. Right on. Looking good. Hey. Yeah, just starting to change things around a little. We're live. Stem cells in a petri dish or Chat GPT? Which is the stronger player? That's the question. And this is my next stream title. Clickbait versus Noel Studer blogs. I almost couldn't control myself today. The guy has a blog about taking a break. It was like this close to like writing into the forum, and it's been, years since I've actually chimed in on the lichess forum or said anything, and I just was like, alright, I'll control myself. I just want to be like, why don't you take a break from spamming clickbait blogs? That's what we need a break from. Not from chess. What's up, everybody? Cracking background. If you check my my background or my YouTube channel background, we're integrating a new Kraken look. What's up? So we've got El Shachmat, Deviant Chess, Ruslan Bear, Acerbate, Miyamoto, and the player who shall not be named, and Lawrence Duffy. If you guys are annoyed by it, you can actually disable Flare, but I don't mind it. I don't find it offensive. I think it's cute. Maybe I'll get bored with it, but that is an option, though. Do a Kraken interview stream. Kraken did play the Kraken in my tournament game on Sunday. We can analyze that tomorrow if you would like. Tomorrow we have the analysis stream. So, what's up? What do you think, man? Tournament. Alright. Sparkle Horse Pawnda Arena. Let's go to the Pawnda Club. Let's send one final message. Message members, dear friends. Don't call me a friend, bro. Pawnda Rapid is starting very soon. Momentarily. Your life depends on it. Your existence depends on it. Existential. Alright, we do have a new request. Let's see. Is your rating below 1300? If so, I'll accept you. You don't have your FIDE rating in your profile. Alright. Yeah. As long as you have 100 games, it's cool. You've got more than 100 rated games. Okay, back to team. So, I did that already. I already accepted Chess Pursuit. Alright, Pawnda and Sparkle Horse Arena, I called it. Evening Chaps. And you must find, yes, the GDR. Alright, the laws in the GDR. What's up, Mr. Coffee? So, nice to see you too. Yeah, we're going to start this tournament here in just a couple minutes. I'm just waiting when they start misspelling Bobby Fischer's names in these quotes. Bobby Fischer, like Kingfisher beer, Fisher. Why am I still unable to pin? Pin it and win it, Mr. Coffee. Pin it and win it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't understand. Like, you don't have full power. Maybe we should temporarily mod Arsenal again. That's always living dangerously. It's like the Drazic variation of the Kraken, which I played on Sunday. Living dangerously. curing COVID with Palinka. Alright, folks, 7 minutes till the tournament starts. New layout in place. I've got some stuff. I'm not set up. We've got a lot of stuff to set up. Hopefully the stream reboot / changing in appearance will be a positive. You will be notified when the tournament starts, so I decided to copy and paste that. Cheers. Dude, cheers in the stream. You know, guys, you can like buy bits and cheer. Speaking of cheers. Buy bits and cheer. When was the last time we had a, I refuse to stream on the evil chess site. I will not compromise my standards just to make money. But money is not the first thing here. But I wouldn't mind having like a hype train. Man, it's been a long time. Maybe Sunday we could get a hype train going. Alright, so what's the deal here? 7 + 5, Arsenal fan. Not 7 + 3. Very carefully, 7 + 5. This is a little different. In the past tournaments I've hosted have been like rapid with 10-0, which suits the berserking more. But I decided to compromise and make it 7 + 5. So if you berserk in this tournament, it's risky because you lose your... There are more than 80% bots. It's like a poker site. Alright, we're not going to start this right out the gate. Important distinction. What makes... Yeah, it says 7 + 5 today. And if you give up your berserk... you give up your increment, you've got to remember that's a serious thing. You get 3.5 minutes and no increment. So I would say it's risky to berserk. I wouldn't do it unless you're very confident, got an easy win. Alright. Masturbate, Mr. Coffee. Wow. Okay, that's a weird sound. I never heard anything exactly like that. That was very weird. I don't know what that was. I can only speculate. Didn't sound like the normal ambulances, but I've never heard police cars to sound like that either. The window, that's why I love living here in my new apartment, because it's so quiet. Windows open. Uber driver. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. It helps if you subscribe. I might have to enable subscriber chat only. Alright. El Shakmat Risha is a new player. Rishi Sunak. Sunak sounds like one of the Vulcans. Alright. Sun Prism. Anyway, we've got 10 players and growing. Let's think of Big Bobby. Little Bobby. Big Bobby versus Little Bobby. Getting revved up politically today. Alright, guys. Spamming my Discord with your videos, somebody. A little too much. I'm going to try to get the coordination between my YouTube channel, the, what's it called? Patreon, and that I haven't really started with, and then here, and YouTube. Don't make me time you out. Oh, I wasn't talking to you. I sent this audio message to a friend of mine. I was like, and he was, and then I was like, oh, sorry, I meant to send that to somebody else. Sorry, that was the wrong chat. All right, guys, we're starting in 1 minute here. Yeah, I used to play the games on the Red Hot Pawn. Don't know if that even exists. I'm not really into correspondence chess. There's some really bad chess sites out there. This one guy I started teaching like 5 years ago. At one point, he was playing chess on this like site from, I don't know, 15 years ago. I was like, dude, you've got to get a grip. There's some totally random web-based playing site that nobody plays on. I mean, it was just like, dude, get with it. Lichess is where it's at. Alright, I don't know, it feels like lichess is stalled, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I never wanted it to like get trendy and become like the most popular site necessarily. I like it. There's a lot of good players. It's clean. It looks good. It's not benefiting Mormons in Utah and northern Mexico and whatever. You know, I just like it. All right, we're ready to start. Jesus Christ, dude. All right, I'm gonna have to time him out. All right, El Shachmat. Earning. It's a not-for-profit site, but it's earning. Okay. Here we go. Okay. The Kraken. All right, dude. Just whatever. All right, I'm just gonna get it out of the way now. I'm just gonna ban him now because it's like Arsenal's here. It makes me want to ban someone. And then we can... You know what? I don't like making ridiculous comments in the chat constantly, you know. If it's not this, it'll be something else later. Let's just save time and do it. Just do it now. I know that it's kind of harsh, but he was kind of annoying me the other day, too. Alright. Anything but focus on the chess. Any kind of conspiracy theory we can come up with, let's float it out there. That's what I'm here for. Just floating any possible conspiracy theory. Do you sense the tension? Here we go. What do you mean I'm creating a martyr? I'm just banning someone from the chat, dude. I'm not creating martyrs. I don't care, Arsenal. Why are you looking for conflict? Like, seriously. Don't start with me. I have nothing against you. I have nothing against free speech, but the guy's just annoying. There's a difference between being annoying and you know, it's just annoying, dude. It's just annoying. The guy is annoying, and I had to ban him. Okay, it's not a question of free speech. It's a question of it's my stream, and I can ban who I want if they're annoying. They're not a subscriber. They're not paying a cent. They're not supporting my stream in any way. They're actually taking away from my stream by constantly distracting from what I'm trying to do. You know, I can't even concentrate on the game because the guy's, I don't know what he's spitting out next. You know, it's totally not a question of free speech. Go shout whatever you want out the window. It's my stream. Do what you want. You know, it's not Twitter or whatever. I just am annoyed by the guy. What can I do? You know, if I don't ban him, then he's just going to continue to be annoying. I think he had asked me to unban him, but you missed that. You missed that. You know, this is not a player who's just in a vacuum. He'd already been unbanned a week ago or something. You know, begged to come back and then immediately started. I don't think that, you know, lichess is making a lot of profit, dude. It's like, I think they have some small margin of profit that probably pays like one or two people to run the site, but it's ridiculous to be like paranoid of everything. It's like, come on, man. I'm not going to propagate these things, you know, and the guy's just annoying. I mean, everything he said was annoying. Everything. Every single comment. He has no idea what he's talking about. It's not just this. He just says stuff, whatever, you know, floats out of the top of his head. And totally off base. Whatever. Alright. And he would never ever subscribe to the stream, so. He just loves chess.com. He's an expert on the Botes sisters, all streamers that are making money. He'll give you a lecture about how to make money as a streamer. I mean, he knows everything about everything. Martyrs. Dude, it's like, I don't create martyrs, man. I create enemies for life. Nobody cares, man. Alright, except for me. Del Shachmat. See, already I'm like distracted. I can't even play the first game. I had to feel guilty. DRM? No, there's no answer to chess's problems, Arsenal fan. Do you think there's an answer to chess's problems? This like, of course there's no answer to chess's problems. It's ridiculous, dude. We have a chess site we can play on that's relatively unbiased because like they can ban people with impunity, like I just did. You know, they're not keeping people because they're donating and shit. You know what I mean? It's like there's a problem with cheating in online chess. It's never gonna be stopped. We just have to live with it as best we can. You know. You can't ever have real chess tournaments online, period, end of the story. Like, there's no way it's ever going to happen. So let's stop pretending. And the for-profit sites, the real for-profit sites, I mean, for crying out loud, they have no incentive to ban people for cheating because they're getting money. You know, chess, like, ICC was like that 20 years ago. I mean, that's the thing. I would report people almost every day, and no one ever got banned on ICC because they didn't have enough paying members. They didn't encourage guests, really. And now chess.com is the new ICC, the most popular chess site, and they have no incentive to ban people because, you know, a lot of noobs especially, you're like a rich noob, and you know, you feel like cheating because it stokes your ego or whatever, and you know, you're not gonna like getting banned. No, I don't think that chess is ever going to be playable on a high level online, you know. Ultimately, like, real chess has to be played over the board, and even policing that is getting more and more difficult. Anyway, on a positive note, not that anyone would care, but I am, you know, I am trying to reboot my look here. Not that anybody like that guy or you or anyone would care, you know. I'm here to hear about, you know, conspiracy theories. Time to ignore Arsenal. You can ignore or not ignore who you want to ignore. That's completely up to you. Where's Mr. Coffee? Where is everybody? Time to take a break from dropping clickbait blogs. What is this? Who is Cold Gold? You just like, are you the other guy I just banned? Or a different guy? There's no connection there, right? The opinionated, was this one of those internal fights that I missed? You're new, okay. Yeah, you had the same exact color scheme as the last guy I just banned. So I thought maybe you were him, like, popping back up. I know you were here the other day, but you were having some argument with somebody. Was it Arsenal fan? There was a kind of, I remember once I was like arguing on somebody's poker stream and they got kind of irritated. I think it was Elke. But that's annoying. It's really annoying as a streamer to have like different viewers like fighting with each other and shit. It's like, this is not a kindergarten. Please don't put me in that position where I have to like separate you. Jesus, dude. I can't remember who it was. But if you were new here, please don't insult each other. Or me. Or anyone. I should go further than say insult each other. Dude, this is a stream where I do talk about chess positions, but we don't just drop by and start like criticizing. I'm allowed to criticize Arsenal, but you got to be at least a subscriber. If you're a subscriber, I'll let you criticize Arsenal. How hard do you think it is to get CM? I wouldn't know, first of all. But this is a very difficult question to answer. I don't know. I mean, from what perspective are we talking? You know, like you're just starting chess today. I mean, basically CM is kind of like the FIDE equivalent of National Master. What happened here? Where did my opponent's time go? I think it's silly to have two titles that are so close together. Speaking of money, someone sent me this link. This person I know, who shall remain nameless, who loves money, sent me this link about Jesse Cry's stream called like the Chess Dodo or whatever he is, where he had a YouTube, maybe YouTube rather, I don't know, he has both. The Chess Dodo had some YouTube video where he's talking about, Hikaru talks about the chess economy. And right there, I was just like, wait a minute now, hold on. Let me just understand this. The what? This, I thought this was weird in itself, right? Like, the chess economy. Hikaru on the chess economy. I just thought for a minute, like, this is what's ruining our entire, like, world. Does anyone raise your hand if you recognize what we're talking about here? I think Arsenal might even agree with me. I don't know, man, but I mean, that would be a rare one. But I mean, the chess economy. Why does there have to be a freaking chess economy? Are you kidding me? Why do we need a chess economy? Chess economics. This was one of the best, most watched chess dodo. You know, they have like only a couple of videos on YouTube that were really well watched, and one, anything that has to do with Hikaru is automatically going to generate a lot of views. But it made me think, At first I was like, yeah, whatever. It was like, it made me think, okay, the chess economy, we can say that about everything, right? But I mean, that's the problem with the whole world, right? It's the problem with everything. The economy is all that anybody cares about. That's why we have freaking global warming. It's just greed, It's just straight up greed. Why does there need to be a chess economy, Is the chess economy healthy? I should write like a video about it. Is the chess economy healthy? Should we vote for a new president of chess? I don't give a fuck about the chess economy. How the Buta sisters exploited the chess economy to their benefit, stuff like that. The chess economy, is where, like, money becomes more important than chess. The money becomes more important than the chess. I get it. It's like making money from chess. Chess becomes an industry, basically. Chess as an industry. It's a really perverse concept, in my opinion. I mean, and it's funny for me to say that as someone who's made my life, attempted to make my living from playing chess, but anyway, I just needed to kind of vent that a little bit. Venting. I'd like a venti, please. This is what's wrong with our world, But there really isn't much money in chess. See, that's the thing that, part of the irony of the whole thing is, I mean, there never was any money in chess. And now there's a little bit, if you look at a certain, like, select people, like Hikaru or whatever, and Magnus Carlsen and whatever. And it's like, but it's worse than that. All right, Luca 510. Should I allow you in the team? Are you allowed? I'm not really making myself. My thoughts aren't really. Oops! I just closed the window. My thoughts aren't really that well worked out here. I'm just kind of ranting, and I'm not sure what I'm saying anymore. All right. But I just think it's absurd, the whole idea of a chess economy being a thing, first of all. In a world where the chess economy isn't a thing, I don't think we would see Botez sisters as leading chess streamers. All right. Or people like Noel Studer and what's his face? I don't remember. These guys dropping blogs about nothing, just complicated blogs about nothing. It's just, I was watching some chess videos the other day by a particular grandmaster who shall be unnamed. Where I was realizing, like, God, this guy's content is a lot worse than mine and very, very superficial. Just does videos about analyzing, like, his, 15-minute videos analyzing some game he played online. I would always want like more for myself than that, to go a little deeper than that. Just like cheap chess. The chess economy is cheap. Alright. But anyway, I'm just getting into this. We don't have a lot of players today. Just 13 players. Since I'm not the master of promotion, my promotion skills, if I was independently wealthy and I didn't have to, like, do lessons, I could focus on hiring an expert to promote my brand. But alas, you can't blame the players for superficiality. That's what society rewards. Exactly. Yes, Arsenal, you're right. It does. It rewards that, People, it's like reality shows, They like that. Superficiality, superfragilistic, whatever. Yes, society's going down the shitter in a handbasket, as they say. Slowly, I mean, it's just, I'm an old man and I'm just grumpy and it's just how I perceive it. But no, it's really, really real. It's real. It's a real thing. Alright, we need more players. I'm going to start dropping bitcoins in the chat now. That's another thing. Like for example, I would love to, like, have a promotion or something, but if you have a promotion and you start, like, offering some prize in the tournament, you're immediately going to be bombarded by, like, people cheating. I just thought about it, I could offer, like, a small prize for a tournament. Man, what a Pandora's box you open then. Then I'm going to be, like, spending the rest of my life, like, fighting off people who are cheating, like, trying to cheat to win, like, a $10 prize or something like that. It's just not worth your effort. You cannot have legitimate, like, real prizes of any kind. Even if it was a $5 prize for first place in my Sparkle Horse and Pawnda Arena, there'd be some guy from somewhere, who would cheat if his mother was running the tournament. It just doesn't matter. And then, yeah, I was in a good mood before I started the stream, so let's find it. I feel good. We've got Arena, Ruslan Bear. Ruslan's fast. I do have problems focusing, though. I first game I was completely not here. At least Arsenal, you're like rational. You have your viewpoints. You're very, politicized, but you're rational and you're sincere. I just have trouble focusing. I get distracted when we start arguing about whatever, and then the chess suffers, which is kind of the reason why I banned that guy in the beginning, because at least, like, subscribe, be a subscriber if you're gonna start all kinds of shit in the chat. You're not, I'm not asking to be rich. I'm trying to survive. Knight takes d4. So subscribe. It's like $4.99 a month, whatever. Depends on where you live. But the chess economy. Benefit your local chess player, whatever, whoever that may be. It doesn't have to be a chess streamer, such as I'm doing here. Try to help out people who are sincere about making chess great again. God damn it, battling fruit flies 24 hours a day. Since when does Ruslan Bear play the black side of the accelerated dragon? What are you talking about? I've been playing this opening for 30 years. A bad day's chess is better than a good day's work. I'm having trouble focusing. I think it's my ADD starting. I'm starting to get ADD at age 50. Guys, next week is my birthday. We're not going to tell you how old I am. Knight A5. Is that the Bobby Fischer variation? Oh, no. Uber driver, what's up, man? No spoilers. Fischer Reshevsky. I don't believe it. You're doing Fischer Reshevsky. He's doing Fischer Reshevsky. Oh my God. Uber driver's gonna splooge in his pants. We have Fischer Reshevsky on the board. What are the chances of that? This guy never plays the accelerated dragon. Boop, 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 boop. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Sladgie. Happy birthday to me. And, by the way, I have this thing where I really want to have a stream where I just play, be instructive. Cold Gold was saying, wasn't it Cold Gold? Or what's the other guy banned now? By the way, somebody was saying they just wanted to watch me talk about the game, right? Well, one way I was thinking about being instructive would be to actually play. I like playing anonymous players. And just crushing, mostly crushing anonymous players in instructive fashion. Like this, I think it's fun. It's entertaining at the same time. Oh, I'd like to Zen mode. Zen mode. You can't see the opponent's name. Not playing against people who are watching necessarily. And then, didn't I have a game where I messed this up? I had this against someone else. I remember I made it an accurate move somehow. In fact, how was it? There was an inaccuracy. G4 check is winning. My views. Yeah, no, I've been inactive, relatively inactive in tournament chess for the last 15 years, since the poker time, but not completely inactive. I played some tournaments and at least 10 games a year over the board, every year. Except during COVID. Maybe, was it 2019? 2020, I guess. I had a little bit of a... Isn't it Queen E4 check or Rook G1? It has to be Queen E4 check. It doesn't have to be Queen E4 check. Queen G2 check. Rook G1 check. King H5. That's a problem. Queen E4 check. Queen G2 check. Queen G2 check is good. Queen G2 check, King F5. Queen e4 check, king h5. Queen e4 check, king h5. That's the problem. No further checks. Rook g1 check. Not that difficult. Now king f5 is mate in 1. I mean, I think there's more than one way. To skinneth Mr. Coffee's cat. But it happened one other time on my stream, like a year ago. It had something to do with Uber driver. Maybe it was his game or analysis stream, and I don't know. Maybe it was a game I played. My dementia is getting worse. I can't believe this guy would play this. Like, what's the chances of that, you know? He never even... Yeah, Arsenal, he must have not been banned at that time. It wasn't during one of Arsenal's downtimes. I did something like Queen e4 check, maybe. Something inaccurate. I didn't really stop to think about it enough. And then later we looked at it with the engine. Alright. But I can't take any credit for this. I mean, this was all, you know, it was all played in Fischer-Reshevsky, and Reshevsky sacked his queen somehow with queen b6 or something. I don't remember. Played a few more moves and lost. But what I'm wondering is possible was it even seen before Fischer-Reshevsky somewhere? Is it possible there's an even older example of it happening where Fischer got it from? Or he just found it. I mean, well, obviously he could see it over the board. He is so brilliant, but... Miyamoto Musashi. Mr. Miyagi. What is that? A B? BBB. Wow, bishop g5. Well, that's a sick move. Giving the bishop for free. Hyper-accelerated Queen's Indian. I feel like never faced this. Did I? Bishop f4? It's like tempting me to play d6 at some point. It definitely makes me not want to play d5 because of these lines to the c7 pawn. So we can do e6 transposing to Miles variation, but that's not really my preference necessarily. I feel like we might have played the same variation against the same guy, but I don't remember. You don't love this position for black. What position are you playing? You're talking about my position. Are you not playing? You're not on the sauce, are you? I want to get drunk and start playing Red Dead Redemption Poker. I've been incredibly sober the last 3 weeks. It's so weird never getting drunk. Alright. But, I keep trying to remember what I was thinking about the chess economy, people liking superficial stuff, and superficiality's been, it's just being like, it's being like stuffed down our throats in chess really hard, and I'm trying to fight back against it, you know. Acerbate knows what I'm talking about. You know, you're like my friend, you're very classical Arsenal fan. My friend Joe, he's like, he used to be really, he played the modern, you know, he was very hyper modern, yeah, very flexible. He could play classical chess, he could also play really hyper modern stuff. But he started criticizing me, like, when I played the Queen's Indian accelerated. I don't know about that knight f6, b6 stuff. And I've been working on the Kraken, and maybe I'm pushing the hypermodernism too much, but you know, I honestly had, I think, yeah, I just don't honestly think I've lost any games because of this opening. My results are actually, if we just lump it into a category of, you know, double fianchetto Queen's Indian / hyper accelerated Queen's Indian, I have like lost a bunch of games, mostly good players, well, all good players, but I have yet to like really be able to blame a single loss on the opening. Interestingly, at the World Senior, I did it against Tarua again with an early G6 in the Queen's Indian, and he completely didn't know what to do. He actually played a bad line that was like out of date. I mean, this guy was 2600, but he's older and he's not up to date, and he, you know, I got a perfectly good position, and then, like, you know, I'm always blowing things like in the late opening, middle game, or end game, but I'm not getting bad positions out of the opening. It's odd that I always consider myself, it's kind of ironic that I always consider myself worst in the opening. worst house. This is an interesting position. Can I do this? Versed. Joe is just my friend Joe, who's an IM. He's rated around my 2300 FIDE. He's surprisingly taken a dogmatic attitude toward my opening. But I think that's the problem we've got to battle with when we get older. And Joe's he's out of tournament play, so it may partially be that. I think the older we get, the more we tend to be dogmatic. Like against Tarua, I did. Well, here it's not good. It's a hybrid between Queen's Indian and King's Indian. We could make like a off-color joke and call it the Trans Indian. Half Queen's Indian, half King's Indian. The Weed Master. Yeah, the user who shall remain known as the Weed Master. This is the Trans Indian. Half King's Indian, half Queen's Indian. I don't think that's politically correct. I don't know, maybe it's, I don't know what's allowed and what's not allowed. Is it insulting to call it the Trans Indian? I have nothing against trans people. It's both. It's very politically correct. It's a trans Indian. No, there's the transvestite opening, right? Where you transfer your king and your queen. The trans defense. It would be the trans Indian. It would not be the trans defense. It would be the trans Indian defense. So now, I don't like one thing about this position. This is where we have to really dig down. Dig down deep. I don't have enough compensation. You don't have enough compensation. Michael! Michael Adams winning the London Chess Classic. Classical. Adams wins the Classic. It's so classic, that tournament. Incredibly classic. Such a pretentious name for a chess tournament. The London Chess Classic. But you guys get hammered on the being pretentious, the snotty English, the snotty pretentious, English people. This classic tournament. What am I doing here? Do you guys see the problem? You probably don't even understand what the problem is. Alright. I'm going to do this. Alright. We're going to do this because I like it. Well, I mean, advanced players are going to see what the problem was there. The other players are going to be like the superficial people who love Eric Rosen and... Yeah, when you tell me what the problem is, you should be good enough to understand the problem. I think there's no problem in the sense that it's playable. I'd rather sacrifice a pawn. You're going to mess with my trans Indian. He's got queen takes f6, bishop e4. And I think it's the white squares start to go. I don't like my white squares after that. Some form of that, I'd rather sacrifice a pawn and have both bishops. The computer probably won't support me on it. You're not good enough for it. I doubt that, man. You seem pretty capable to me. You're not some ignorant player who has no concept about positional concepts. I mean, I don't even know if it was... We'll see. It's an interesting position. As much as I really dislike Eugene Perelstein for many reasons that I listed on the stream before, there's this annoying guy who started popping out of nowhere. One of those other bloggers. I can't remember his name. He's the check raise mate guy or whatever. I got to give him credit for at least coming up with a good idea for a chess book. They made some kind of chess book where they're talking about evaluating positions, and honestly, Perelstein is probably one of the least creative players I've ever seen. We both worked with Gingy, and he just stole all of Gingy's, opening concepts from 30 years ago and repurposed them as his own. Whereas I took what Gingy taught me and embraced it, but didn't try to retool it as my own. And I've always been interested in creating new things. But the other guy, must have come along with the idea of creating a book on evaluating positions. And he's definitely not a really strong player, but like a FIDE master, and at least he's more creative than Perelstein. But they wrote a book on it, and the concept is probably a good one. You know, how many books are there about evaluating positions? Really, not very many. I think this is the greatest skill you can have. By the way, like, this guy is, I don't know, man, cheating. No, I'm just kidding. It's just like people's ratings are like, I can't evaluate the strength of my opponents, you know? Okay, blitz chess is different from serious chess in a lot of ways. This guy is getting on my nerves. Seriously. You are getting on my nerves. Congratulations. The other thing that gets on my nerves is like people standing outside the window and talking. And I have no right? I have no right to be annoyed by that. I should just get a different apartment. I shouldn't have bought a freaking apartment where there's people talking on their cell phones on the street, you know? That's my problem. They're perfectly, you know, allowed to do that. Man, I had this game yesterday, Arsenal against the 1700 with my Smurf account. My rating is like 2500, so those guys who are 1700 see that 2500 in the computer time. And I had this one guy, I'm still sure he was engine, but he just couldn't operate the engine fast enough. And then he started crumbling in the end game. It was so hard to pinpoint if he was cheating that I didn't even bother to report it. This guy's rating it's outrageous, dude. And totally inconsistent. White's play is totally inconsistent. I mean, on one hand, he's like extremely weak. On another hand, he's a genius. I'm getting a lot of opponents like that, you know. It's really insane. Now he dropped a pawn. You know, he plays. I guess that's what you might call, like, you know, talent. Talented player who just needs more seasoning or whatever. But I mean, it needs more seasoning. Guys, if you do get banned, you can always appeal the ban. I mean, sometimes I'm a little too harsh. Maybe I should have timed that guy out earlier. Just because I ban someone doesn't mean they have to stay banned. You can just have like a daily ban or a monthly ban. We can arrange like different packages. Maybe, you know, just 2 weeks. I could hire Arsenal as like a ambassador to the band. You are the ambassador to the band. Tier 2 sub gets you. Yeah, what about you? Are you gonna keep streaming? What about the Ars? Only Ars fans. Oh my god. When am I gonna blunder? Before you had the 96 coming in, you know, and now. Yeah, that's annoying, that night, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving not playing chess. I'm loving not playing like a crushing forced win. Because I played Rook F8. Incredibly inconsistent player here. I mean, this guy is like 2200 on half his moves, and then legitimately 1400 on the other half. I just missed like a really brutal forced win there. Really easy to see. Rook F5. But I'm seeing so much of this, you know. Right. Rook takes H3. Spoiler. I had pawn takes pawn and Rook takes H3 game over before. And that's pretty sad not to see that. But I guess it's just chess online. There are players that are so inconsistent. I can't imagine how the same player could play the whole game, because part of their game is like great, and then another part of the concepts they've incorporated into the game are like a total noob. It's almost like I'm playing two different people. I see this more and more, and you could never see that really very much when we're talking about people who learn chess just over the board. Pretty much impossible, you know. If you learn chess gradually over the board, it's just so hard to define. Like, if you well, the other day I played a guy who played like a perfect game and then he dropped a piece. I was like, how? Okay, that some people just have a tendency to blunder. I mean, that's a thing, obviously. Propensity to blunder. But, you know, weirder are the players who are like playing a brilliant strategic game for like 65 moves, and then they just like go into a lost king and pawning game, or really weird stuff. This player is actually, if I couldn't see his rating, I don't know what I would guess. Opening, he played really, really well. Another thing is, like, why wouldn't you resign at this point? I get that he's like a kid or something, but he's too good to not resign at this point. You know what I mean? You're just like literally too good to not resign. I talked about Kamani Stancil, who was this 2100, who played at the Boylston Chess Club from Baltimore originally, and he was like 2100. He was 2150, close to 22, and he like literally would like never resign. But it was a matter of principle with him. He had some weird principle where he'd never resign. Okay, I get that, but it's like, if you're good enough to play as well as this guy has, it's strange that he can't resign, you know? If you were a total idiot, I understand that you don't resign. But since you're obviously not a total idiot, it doesn't make to me any sense that you don't resign, because you're clearly not an idiot. Okay, sometimes it's like a 10-year-old, whatever, I get it, but still, 10-year-old, 20-year-old, 30-year-old, what does it matter? Especially in an arena. Unless you're trying to troll me. So Rishi Sunak is in first place. I'm in second. I don't want to trigger Arsenal. I know he has a trigger about Rishi. It's just a name. It's not this guy's fault that he's the same name as the Prime Minister. Don't blame him. Don't blame the messenger. Musashi's not really Japanese. Hi, finally got the game I wanted. Wait, that's you? You don't tell me you're like Musashi. I have dementia and I can't remember shit, so. Oh, you're Rishi. Okay, you're new here. I get it. You're playing my old opening. I've retired from playing the Knight F6 Scandinavian. Now, I'm sorry, Elon Schwartz used to play this. But I have to be a chicken and play this move. I know, I'm like spineless, but it's just not worth my trouble to go into the F3 crap. It's good for white, but I don't have time to worry about that. The problem with this line is that it's not that much for white. I only have a very, very, very small edge here now after bishop e2. F3 is critical. No, it's critical. It's not like, it's like practically mandatory. I played it once with black, and my opponent also did bishop e2, I think. So if I castle, you can't take that pawn. I mean, you can take it. You know the theory. I'm sure the theory isn't good. There's this annoying whistling going on outside. It's just very strange. I don't know why I can't focus. But, I would say it's good for rapid chess, Mishi, but don't play it in, like, standard 90 minutes plus longer games, or against anyone over, like, 2,000. Diminishing returns on this opening. Of course, it's extremely hard for black, too. But I think that maybe he had to castle queenside. I don't think you can play this slowly here. Now I have c4, but you have knight takes d4. Alright. So if I don't do if I do c4, he has knight takes d4. Yeah. And that's like a speculative gambit. And if I do knight c3, he still has knight takes d4. Not as good now. But I block my c pawn. So I guess I want to play this. I want to play rook d1 and support c4. Focus on playing your game. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you should focus on playing your game. Play the game, man. But the better question is, why would an IM be playing a 1400 in a tournament? Like, yeah, I mean, the rating system is broken, but I think it's safe to say, in all seriousness, there are no situations where someone who's really, you should never have to play someone more than like 600 points. You should never have to play someone more than 600 points different than your rating. It's the rating system was not designed for that. Especially in India, it's a huge problem with rating deflation. Not only India, but I think it's most prevalent in India. So Mr. Coffee will tell everybody, like, they're supposed to be adding rating points to everyone's ratings under 2,000 to try to straighten it out. But I think the problem is, like, people's first ratings they're getting are too low, pretty much across the board. Rapid is different. The rapid rating system is totally broken. Like, there's no saving it, probably. I don't think rapid ratings have any relevance at all. Most strong players I know don't even care about the rapid rating because it's like impossible, you know, unless you're like a professional rapid player and you go to like carefully calculated tournaments where you're not going to play people who are ratings are all over the place, like in Germany or something, I don't know where. Bala Gimre is a Hungarian rapid specialist, and he's playing now in the European Rapid Championship, but he's one of the only people I know who specializes in rapid chess, and he somehow kept his rating over 2600 rapid by not playing people like you know. Because it's very easy in rapid, even more than a normal OTB, to get like destroyed by underrated players. It happened to me. Yeah, no. The rating system is totally flawed. It was never designed. I mean, you're like, the rating system is like a ship that, you know, that was designed to hold like, 100 people holding like 200 people or something. You know, it's like, it wasn't designed for that, man. I mean, it's gonna go under. It can't withstand the mathematical pressure. Okay. No, we all know how crazily underrated players in India are, but it's spreading out everywhere now. I mean, like the lowest rate. I just played the team championship, and there are 12 boards in the Hungarian team championship, and the lowest boards are like 1900. And you're probably as good as like the average 1900. Maybe I'm exaggerating slightly, but I'm just guessing. If you're like 2100 on lichess, hey, Arsenal, you're 1900 FIDE, right? So you should be around 2200 lichess ish. Bishop takes g5, bishop takes h2 check. How does this work? I don't really want to open the g file. Do I really have to do this? It's like the Sicilian. This is probably a mistake. What lichess rating is NM? Well, I mean, I would say like 2400. But, it's very hard to compare people. I don't care too much. I could be 2800 if I spent all day like caring about playing Blitz or something. If I was 20 years old and the same player with the same knowledge, and I just didn't have to work and just cared about playing Blitz, I would be 2800. But I'm like, not motivated. You could see IMs anywhere between 2300 and 3000. I mean, let's say. There's a huge range. So National Master could be anywhere between 2000 and 3000. I mean, Jesus. There's a lot of these guys, especially kids who are National Masters, supposedly. But they're so good at bullet chess that they're just super fast, and they're 3000 in Blitz. I mean, my peak rating in Blitz was like 2900 back in the day. On a different, in the 2900s, in a different site. But I think it was comparable. I think I have to take hello team. Are you a subscriber? Prime Gaming. Interesting game. Am I down material yet? Alright. He's a subscriber. Use your Prime sub? Wait, why didn't that come through in notifications? There it is. Resubscribed on Prime for 17 months. 17 months. Thank you. You may now insult Arsenal fan. Oh no. Oh no, this name is not a forced win for Black. Poor opponent. I'm so sorry that Knight of 6 Scandinavian is not a forced win. Actually, you still have chances. Puma. This is an interesting game. You are an interesting player. You face the Kraken. Nobody likes my new overlay. Damn, I thought we'd get more. It's not fully like deployed yet. You know, we're just starting. We haven't fully deployed the new overlay. I like how you can chat. You chat in the chat like while we're playing. Focus on the game, man. No, I don't mean you to take everything I say literally. Alright, too literal. It's easy to be too literal. I am very sarcastic. And, no, most of the stuff I say is oftentimes meant with a sarcastic, facetious meaning. So I like how Chess Zebra calls it second tier opening. Someone yeah, well, it's not like it's like an opening I played extensively. I actually considered myself to be one of the more knowledgeable players in the thing. What the hell just happened? Did I lose yet? Wow. Jeez. He's winning this pawn. What a move. Unleash the Kraken. Rook d8. I was wondering why he didn't play Rook d8 before, so this is even stronger. Holy shit, Batman. So I'm lucky if I have compensation for my pawn. Wow. It's probably a draw. I mean, objectively. 1400. How could you get 1400 ELO and play like that? This the only reason that this guy is 1400 ELO is because the 1200s that drew him are like 1700s, you know? Everybody in your entire rating, like, everybody in your whole rating pool has like a wrong rating. I don't understand how an entire country's rating system can be so messed up. I just gotta lose a pawn. There's nothing I can do. Bishop g5 would be good, but he has rook d7. Give up the rook, of course. Come out with your hands up. I mean, he could have played rook d8 before, and he must have seen that this is even better. I had a really nice rook d8 trick. You haven't played a rated game in 5 years. Oh my god. I thought you were like a little kid or something, you know, who was like 10 years old. I am. I'm 11 and I haven't played since 6. Now, do I want 2 rooks or 1? 1 rook or 2? I guess it's an interesting and open question. I'm actually 7 and I quit at 2. There was this guy from Australia who made a GM norm in this tournament a couple years ago I played in, where he like saved, I don't know, 3 of these endgames, pretty much just like this. This is like the most iconic like rook and bishop versus knight and rook type of thing ever. Now that move, honestly, that seems a little bit optimistic, to self-pin yourself. If you're not going to self-pin yourself, like, who are you going to self-pin? The obvious question, though, is, like, why wouldn't you play rook d8 there and offer a draw or something? Okay. The San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio is here. Oh, rook f8? Okay. Thank you. He's 11.5. This is an equal ending. Alright. I mean, I'll be sportsmanlike here. I normally am. I mean, I normally wouldn't accept a draw necessarily from an equal position, but we played well. And it's an arena. But, I mean, you know, you're taking a chance there on losing. You really should play rook d8, and you can only lose after playing knight d8. It's a very bad idea. You know, this move is... This is, like, literally forced, you know. Rook d8. You're lucky that you're not losing after that. So you were better at one point. Wow. So c5 was really bad, but I was panicking. I didn't know what to play. What the hell am I supposed to play here? Bishop takes g5. God. Are you serious? I should just play bishop takes g5, cold-blooded. I never considered, like, not taking on h2. Bishop takes g5, bishop takes h2 check. Are you serious? God, king f1. Damn, I mean, I did not see that. 3 cent upon loss. No. 20 cent upon loss. He doesn't seem like 1400. Raftamam is winning a tournament in the meantime. St. Antonio, you sent me a game for tomorrow night's stream. Is there anyone else out there who would like to submit a game for tomorrow night's subscriber stream? Yeah, I just hate when those Indian guys like always do that. They're like, you guys always... The Indian players always put their FIDE rating in their like profile. He didn't, like, thankfully, but I'm the one that brought it up. I don't want to know that I drew a 1400 player who played like perfectly well. I mean, almost perfectly. Do you analyze games on Wednesdays now? No, I meant Thursday. My bad. Did I say tomorrow? Yeah, no, I started thinking that it's Wednesday. Sorry guys, not tomorrow, Thursday. Yeah, this whole like changing my schedule where I don't stream on Wednesdays like messed me up. Sorry about that. I mean Thursday, the other Wednesday. Rebranding the stream a little bit. We got new overlays. I'm gonna try to incorporate a little bit more the YouTube with Twitch and try to start a Patreon over the next 6 months. And we'll try to upgrade my brand a little bit so I can compete in the chess economy. But I'm going to keep the same quality content that you've always been watching for the last 7 years. There are 39 12-year-old GMs rated 2750 plus. People start with these like artificially low ratings, and then they like drain everyone's points. There's just... Did you guys notice? Did anybody notice my chat title? I thought it was funny, but nobody cares. Hosting stem cells versus ChatGPT. I'm surprised I don't get like some abortion rights activists like angry that I put stem cells in my... I mean, abortion opponents angry over stem cells mentioned in my... Let's get political, Sladgie. Yes, I'm offended. I'm offended by stem cell research. Report me. Do you guys remember when the Finnish IM, who was like insulting me, reported me to Twitch? Burst out. No, burst is a bad word. You're not allowed to use that. You should say blurt. It's hard second language English, man. Burst is what Arsenal does. Oh my god, I almost... That's what Arsenal does constantly all day long. I can't help myself. I'm so childish. No more Indian 1400s who play like masters. Insinuates. Or just people blowing up. It just doesn't have to be X-rated. I mean, that's X-rated too in a way. That's more like R-rated for violence. Like people actually like chest bursters on Alien. Think about the chest burster, the classic chest burster. That's R-rated. You know, I don't want my like 8-year-old watching the chest burster. Wow, the D5. Can you really do that? It's been tried before. There's a new Alien movie coming out. Oh, where's Nedog? I hope Nedog's not like pissed at me for something. I always worry I like offend someone on my stream and not know it. I have to send him a message. You lost the pawn. Nedog was like, he I don't know, he sent me some messages on Messenger, and then I didn't answer because I was like, it was like late at night, and you know, a lot of people in America, Jesse, bro, they just don't get, especially Nedog and some others, they don't really stop to think about the time zone difference. So it's like people send me messages at like, you know, what's like 1 o'clock in the morning my time. It's just like I'm not going to respond to messages like people are sending in the prime time in the U.S., you know. Don't take it personally if I don't respond to your messages. Remember the time difference when you're communicating with someone. I know the chair was his thing, but he sent me a picture of his new chair. Oh yeah, Hawaii, right, so it's even worse. I remember before he became like a right-wing Republican, I was friendly with this one grandmaster, and I got drunk and like called him at like 3 in the morning. People don't like it when you call them at 3 in the morning. Speaking of right-wing Republicans and grandmasters, Brian Smith moved here. He's on my team. I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I moved here. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty bad. You have to move out of, like, the United States because of Joe Biden. Jesse, bro. Not even close. You couldn't be farther from the truth, Jesse, bro. You, of all people, should be able to guess where he's from. And it's not Oklahoma. He's like guessing Oklahoma now by accident. You don't get my joke. You couldn't be farther from the truth. Maybe you could, though. Which is farther from you? I think it's the farthest state from Hawaii, but I'm not sure, actually. Maybe Maine is further. He's from Alaska. Which is further, Maine or Alaska? And there are bears in both. It's easy, easy mistake to make. There are lots of chess players from Alaska. You could have confused them with any number of other chess grandmasters from Alaska. Don't worry, he's not. No, he told me he left the United States because of Joe Biden. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't. We didn't talk politics. What I like about Brian is that, like, okay, he'll only talk about stuff like that if you like bring it up, but he doesn't like. I don't care if he's like a Trump supporter, if he just like keeps it to himself. What I hate is like people that try to convert you. I don't want to be converted into a right-wing Republican, or hear about how Rudy Giuliani is a good person. All right. But I mean, I'm looking forward to a really good political year coming up. Lots of rants. I think Trump and 2024 is going to be good for my brand. There are bears. There be bears, Mulev. But to be fair to Chess Zebra, Brian moved from Alaska to Maryland and then Philadelphia. So, Brian probably, maybe Chess Zebra heard of him as, for being someone who played on the East Coast there. I played Brian in 99, 2000, 2003 or something like that for the first time. Maybe it was like 2002, 2001. I don't remember. Then I played him here. He came here. And now he's back. He won a nice game. It was funny. I'm a good teammate. You guys want to hear a funny story? I think. On Sunday, I'm playing for my team. Every team has 12 boards. And we won 2 games. My team won 2 games. And do you know who won their 2 games? I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone, so there's a lot of cards. I don't know, Arsenal, if he's watching the chat, but he likes like card games. Magic the Gathering, whatever, Pokemon. But anyway, in Hearthstone there's a lot of cards where like, one minion or card can like make the other card stronger or whatever. So is it coincidence that both of my neighbors won their games? The guy sitting on my left and my right were the only two players who won for our team. Coincidence? The power of Sladgie isn't itself felt necessarily on my board, but just being near me makes other players play better. Coincidence or fact? My argument is that even being in my presence makes people play better. So the 2 guys on my right and left were just like enhanced by my presence. Just feeling me as a teammate being there next to them makes them play that much stronger. Yeah, that's right. Do you think it's a coincidence when only 2 players out of 12 win their games for a team and both are the players sitting next to me? You think that's a coincidence? Well, I've got a conspiracy theory for you. It's not a coincidence. I give +1 attacking power to both players on my right and left, like a Hearthstone card. Little known fact. Actually, it was a funny thing because I'm going to play in the World Senior Team Championship, which is very relevant. I'm going to play in the World Senior Team Championship in July, and our board 1, Leonid Sokolin, he made the comment, which is very smart. He said, I'd rather have players on the team who are team players rather than necessarily the stronger players. So, there you go. I may not be the strongest player, but I'm a good team player. I make the other players near me win, you know. I may only draw my game, but I will torture the opponent for 120 moves just to stay in shape. Honestly, my opponent was getting kind of pissed at around move 99. He offered me a draw, and I just remembered this time. I just remembered a story. While I was playing the game, Pinter had told me about playing Kasparov. That like Jozef really disliked Kasparov. He was behaving kind of arrogantly, and when Jozef got to this position where he couldn't lose and he was slightly better against Kasparov, he just like wouldn't give Kasparov a draw, and he was just like loving it, just like torturing Kasparov just because he could, you know. In my game, it was funny because I offered a draw at move 12, and I was slightly worse, but still I'm higher rated, I'm titled, and I'm black, and I'm just slightly worse. And my opponent thought about it seriously for like 5 minutes, and I think he made what was the correct decision, you know, to decline the draw because he's slightly better. But still, you know, it was just like, look, if you're not going to take my draw at move 12, I offered you a draw at move 12. Now you're going to offer me a draw at move 99 in a pawn down night ending. Homie, I've got news for you. You're going to play another 20 moves at least. Is it that you feel more relaxed and able to focus around people if you feel like they're friendly and positive? Dude, of course. I mean, I think move 11, in any team sport. I play team sports quite a bit. Baseball and basketball. But it's important. My kids aren't involved in team sports here because sports programs like after school and stuff are much, much worse. There's not as much money here, so there's like no coaches for school teams and whatnot. Damn, Chess Zebra, I read that the wrong way. I thought you were gonna jerk on board. I was like, what? I've been reading the wrong. I need to get context. We were talking earlier about bursting, and then Chess Zebra's like gonna jerk on board 1. I was like, what? What was that comment? I'll take a jerk on board 1 who never loses. You got some of those out there. But board 1 only neighbors 1 board, you know. See, I'm playing board 3, and I have neighbors on board 2 and board 4. If I was playing on board 1, I would only have 1 neighbor. So again, you know I've been playing too much Hearthstone if I start thinking like this. I'm like, people are Hearthstone cards now. I will jerk on board 1. Reading comprehension, please. Move 11 never played team sports. But I guess there's a lot of chess players who never played team sports because, you know, they're just like antisocial nerds. Antisocial nerds tend not to get involved in team sports, surprisingly. I don't think, you know, Move 11 is an antisocial nerd. I'm just saying, you know, if you asked this question, you probably didn't play sports, team sports, which were very integral in my town when I grew up. My father was into baseball, so I had no choice. I was raised on baseball. You played better in amateur teams than an amateur individual. No, I mean, I think, well, having experience doing teams, any kind of team stuff, brutality points. Not only brutal, but necessary. Brutally necessary, brutally honest. Raftamov is still in first place. I can't berserk with his time control. How many players, and why is Uber Driver so quiet? And I can't play quietly against this guy. That slow bishop f4, queen's Indian ain't gonna happen again. We need something sharper against Miyamoto. He seems like he's okay in like closed strategic positions. I had the opposite. What? Although I stepped on a nail in my hotel room in the individual, so that was a factor. Like if you'd been on a team, you would have stepped on your teammate's foot instead. Well, I mean, that's not a serious tournament, to be fair. Sokolin was like, no, sorry. The amateur teams, sorry, that doesn't count as like a serious tournament, Mikhail. I like how one of our team players was like, oh, I'm going to play in the amateur teams. Yeah, but I mean, you only play like one or two strong opponents in that tournament at the most. Wide open. It all depends. Did you get a tetanus shot? I heard those feel good. It went through your shoe. I was so mad. That's funny. You sound like... I was so mad. Mad crazy? Crazy mad? Or just angry mad? My dad used to use mad a lot. That's a very common 80s. People still say it all the time, but somehow it doesn't seem like as commonly used as it was in the 80s. So easy to distract me from what I'm talking about. Like, why do nails to be on the street? Did you use Grammarly for that sentence? I like now, like, when you type stuff into Google, like you're trying to compose an email, I get like grammar corrections now. They need that on Switch. It's actually very handy. It just inserts the words for you right in your mouth. So h3 was on the board. h3 is not commonly played in these positions. But I mean, I got the feeling from the first game that Miyamoto Musashi doesn't like wide open positions. Ha 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 ha! Yesterday I was like giving this dirty look. I would like stick my head out the window. There's a new guy downstairs, some kind of on his cell phone while I'm trying to like record shit. I hate my new apartment. It just sucks. Big mistake. Big mistake. Every kind of major decision I make in life is a mistake. Why is it always the major decisions that are mistakes? Not the minor ones. Can anyone answer that question? My like life CPL is like 2 inaccuracies, 1 mistake, and like 10 blunders or something. We could make like a CPL analysis graph of my life. Very few mistakes, just a few inaccuracies, but like 10 blunders or something. I don't understand like why I have that tendency to blunder in life. All right, we can close the window now. It's enough air in here. Actually, I know why I make blunders in life. Because I don't think through the decisions in the same way, with the same level of care that I play chess. What is the pawn word for the evaluations at the end? Center pawn loss, you mean? Pawn word. I mean, again, Miyamoto Musashi is actually playing this well, except for h3, which isn't really a good move. What happened to Morales? What happened to Arsenal fan? Did he leave? Did he get banned? Mr. Coffee, did you ban him? For me, it's 1 mistake and 2 inaccuracies. Yeah, that's funny, King Marcher. This is the first time I put this really into words, but I just thought about it, and like literally, my center pawn loss for life is much worse than my average chess center pawn loss. Okay, there was a time that I fell down a fire escape and almost died. That was definitely not good. I don't know, man. This guy really don't play like you're rating now at this point. It's getting a little bit out of control. 94. He just has a good natural feel for the white side of the Budapest, I guess. Were you sober, and why were you on a fire escape? If it was in America that it happened, I'm not sure if I would have had a lawsuit on my hands, but I would have had a good shot. I wasn't sober, but that was not the only factor. It was a very, very dangerous situation. It was basically an accident waiting to happen. The fact that I was drunk didn't help, but I think, like, if it had been in the United States, there would have been, like, a good chance for... But luckily, I didn't, like, die, you know, obviously. But, I could have. It was, like, late October, freezing conditions, and I was drunk. And I was staying at this hotel, which I really didn't know the layout of at all. And I came back to the hotel safely. And I was smoking at that time. I hadn't quit smoking yet. It was 2008. And I said goodnight, ironically. We got home safe. I said goodnight to my companion, this other guy from my team. And just as he like went up the steps to go to bed to his hotel room, I was like, oh man, I want to have a cigarette before I go to bed. So I'm looking around, and there's this like door with like an exit sign. And I just checked into the hotel in the midday, and I didn't know anything about it. So I see a door with an exit sign. I go for it. I'm like opening the door. It doesn't say like caution, anything, nothing special. It's just normal exit, like fluorescent exit sign or whatever. I go out there, and there's like icy, kind of slippery, icy, like iron fire escape stairs. And that's all I remember. I was like unconscious. Wow, this guy. I was unconscious, and they picked me up with an ambulance the next morning. Like, I had been unconscious all night in pretty cold temperatures. It's lucky. I mean, and the funny thing is, like, somebody stole my phone. I don't know if it was the emergency workers or just somebody random, but it was a crazy situation, man. There was this side door to this guest house hotel, which when opened out on a like literally on a fire escape, which dumped down into like a ravine, which was like a parking lot. This huge, like, it was like a floor lower than the main part of the hotel. And I mean, from the front, you'd have no idea that was even there. So I fell down like a flight of iron steps, and I'm lucky that I only broke a few ribs. If I had like smashed my head, I would have probably died. I ended up just with like scratches and broken ribs, but I was like totally unconscious all night, waking up in the hospital, and that's like the only game. Well, I didn't forfeit the game, I just wasn't there, but my team got a penalty, which I thought was kind of unfair. You would think like being in the hospital, like, waking up, it's not really a question of whether I was drunk or not. It was an extremely dangerous situation, even if I wasn't drunk, I mean, I would just like, it could easily have happened. Less likely, but it could easily have still happened. In a court of law, they would have tried to argue that it happened because I was drunk, but I think the truth is that it was just a really dangerous situation. But it was in France, and I was happy to just be alive, so. Yeah, some other countries have much lower degree of liability. Yeah, the thing was, they were really, I thought like France had like free healthcare, but they were like really adamant that I pay my hospital bill before I leave the hospital. I don't know how it works there though. Maybe it's not the same as like the NHS or whatever. But anyway, at least it wasn't like exorbitant. The hospital bill wasn't exorbitant. Like, it wasn't overpriced like it would be. It was like fair. I don't know. But I was like ready to stroll out of the hospital, and they're like, no, you have to pay. Well, I mean, I'm not talking about driving, Agnes Kardusky. I'm talking about this is not like a drinking and driving thing. I mean, nobody's going to take my breathalyzer when I like, as a pedestrian, fell down like a fire escape. But they could prove that I had drank a lot of alcohol. So I also suspected something strange that night. It was the night that Obama got elected. I'll never forget that. That's why we were partying. Actually, ironically, Obama almost got me killed. Theoretically, it's Obama's fault. I know that Trump said everything was like Obama's fault. Maybe he was right. No. What am I doing here? Jesus. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. Oh no. Everybody was partying, man. I mean, it was like they were so happy. That's why I got so drunk. And election night, like 2008, and I suspected that somebody put something in one of my drinks, though, at this weird place we went to. What just happened? I don't know, dude. Why is this guy like God? 1600? You've got to be kidding me. What? Queen takes b7. I hallucinated. I had rook takes g3 here. That's my whole problem. How is this guy 1600? I mean, 1400 in blitz. There's just no way, right? I mean, I was already paranoid about everybody, but damn, dude. Now he just totally... You see what I'm talking about? I talked about this last game. How is this player, so good strategically, and then, like, tactically, he's human. And then he doesn't resign. Exactly the same replay as last game. I would think about this move for a while. This one too. You want to debate this. I would use as much time as possible on this move. You definitely want to tank on this move. Shaki's like, I'm playing left-handed. I just fell down. I just fell down on the stair escape. Stair escape. Sounds like a video game. Stair escape. I think I was lost. I think I was just straight up lost, man. Just lost. This is just bullshit. The whole thing was bullshit. And what a weird game. Again, he's like a genius, and then he's like a beginner. I don't understand. It's just h3 is weird. He played h3. You're not supposed to do that. It's not that bad though. It's a target for a later sacrifice in h3. I think I was lost at some point. Raftamov's still in first place. That draw hurt me. Did Rishi Sunak leave? Uh-oh, Uber driver's making a move. King Charles Cav. It's just a clickbait, man. Alright. It's a joke. It's a joke. People just take me too literally. God, it's clickbait. That's not literally what you're doing, Sladgie. We're testing stem cells playing chess in the lab. You're not really testing stem cells. No? How do you know? Yeah. Position. That's the affect philosophy of chess. What about, like, human stem cells versus Arsenal fan sperm? Like, I don't know, man. We can have, like, different kind of... we can have different kind of scientific chess battles. Nanog's not getting in on that one. I know, this is an R-rated stream. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to talk like that. Human biology is not allowed. It won't be too long before ChatGPT is a competent chess player. No, I'm just combining things. There was an article about scientists, like, making human stem cells grow eyes or something, like making stem cells grow a brain. I'm combining it with ChatGPT. So, stem cell going into brain versus ChatGPT, we could have a battle like that. It would be very, very popular. No politics in the setting of Sladgie hurling these political concepts at us. Wait, political concepts? Sexual and adult concepts, you mean?
There's nothing political about you think like even Arsenal fan's sperm is political? Because he's pretty freaking political. It might be that his sperm is political as well. He's pretty, pretty quiet. Is he playing in the tournament or something? I've offended Nedog. He doesn't come anymore. Too many Mexican jokes. You're politically sexual. Like Lauren. That's why you like Lauren Boebert so much.
I knew there was something to that.
Anyone who's politically sexual would be attracted to Lauren Boebert and follow her in the news like you do. That explains a lot, actually. Why are we not playing Bishop e2? Last time I played this, I made a slight inaccuracy. I know how excited that story got you. I could tell. Why would you bring it up? You were dwelling on that for days, obviously. Knew all the details. Like you had bought like People magazine at the supermarket or something. Sexual political theater. That's what I specialize in here. Much like a lot of Republican senators in Florida and otherwise. Dude, what's up with that Florida thing about the Republican, Republican conference chairman is accused of raping someone? The party chairman in Florida accused of raping someone. His wife is like the head of, or the person who started like Moms for Liberty or whatever. And they have like threesomes with other people, and this is somebody who's like, advocating like good morals for our, they're against trans and gay people, but they have like, they're very conservative against trans and gay people, but they engage in like threesomes. Okay. They're very, very sincere in their beliefs down there. We've got F5. I got to get my sexual political theater on here. Yeah, F4 at some point. What's up with the early F5? What am I supposed to do with that? You didn't play A6. I moved my knight back to A3 voluntarily. I'm not sure that was correct. Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? I'll get back to you on that. But in reality, what if you're a 70-year-old man? Welcome to the internet, folks. Raftamov, Sparkle Horse, Pawnda Arena. No more jokes about stem cells and Arsenal's sexual preferences. We get into some weird topics here with varying, appropriateness. Appropriation. The Appropriations Committee. But I'm looking forward to a very political year. This is an election year. And I've been pretty chill with the Biden administration. But now things are going to get interesting again. Speaking of interesting, did anybody see, if we want to talk politics, has anybody else seen the picture? Since I live in Hungary, I've got to talk like world politics and European politics as well. Has anybody seen the picture of Zelensky confronting like Viktor Orban in Argentina? Because that's, like, if a picture's worth like 1,000 words, you should see this. The look of fear. Orban is like backing into like a wall. It's like coward versus hero. Just iconic. What an awesome photo. The guy who took those photos must be making a fortune on that. It's from the summit, or the Argentine president's like swearing in ceremony. Yeah, Orban looks scared. He does, dude. He's like a dictator who like lives in a little bubble where no one actually openly confronts him on anything. He's a coward, you know. He's not like a tough guy. He just, you know, dictates from his like palace or whatever. Very rarely does he get confronted by anyone on anything. The photographer who took those photos, there's also one from above where you can see like Orban's stomach. He has this like very sort of grotesque, obese sort of belly. That's very much a big joke in the Hungarian media. But all these, and the other thing is like his suits always look like his arms are too short. He has really shitty tailor, or doesn't at all have a tailor. I mean, you can't really compare though. I mean, Zelensky just wears like sweatsuits to everything. So, okay, we'll let him go on that. But it's just such an iconic photo. I mean, it's just ironic the way they're situated. You know, where like Zelensky's like moving toward Orban, and Orban is like literally backing into a wall. I just, you know, I gotta give credit to Zelensky though for not like smashing him in his face or something. I mean, it's just like he's reaching out to shake his hand. He shook his hands. I mean, I would be like, I couldn't shake Orban's hands if I was Zelensky. I mean, I know like you gotta do it. You gotta be diplomatic and shit. But I mean, if there's anyone in the world besides Putin that Zelensky shouldn't shake hands with, it's like that guy. I don't think anybody would blame him if he didn't. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure he has anything to gain by like shaking Orban's hand. Honestly. Well, I mean, Argentina's been in trouble for a long time. You know, ironically, I had an Argentinian professor. Ironically, my first economics professor at Boston University was Argentinian, you know, and he was a good professor, in fact, and he was talking about, this is going back into the early 90s. I mean, the Argentine economy has been underwater for like 30 plus years. It's not like it's a new thing. I mean, so I think the people there at this point are just like willing to do anything. They'll try anything. I mean, it's like a civilized country, probably, you know, the most European influenced of all, where for some reason the economy, you know, okay, they had Pinochet and they had, what am I saying? Pinochet, he was in Chile. Anyway, they've had a lot of political problems in Argentina, but still, I mean, the economy has been a disaster, like as long as I've been an adult. So it's no wonder they're willing to like vote for anybody. But anyway, that's enough politics for now. I'm sorry to dwell on politics. I just thought it was funny that I had an Argentinian economy professor in my one of my very first economics courses, of all things. I remember him talking about Alan Greenspan and the Federal Reserve. But he was talking about how bad the situation was in Argentina, even back then. And that was, God, man, 1991 or something. Move 11 likes playing these positions. God, you're taking us away from the politics, Move 11. How could you? Politicosexual. Political, sexual, and economic minister. You want to do it? I think this is probably not good. Damn. Well, I mean, Greenspan he was like a legendary economist, but I don't know if everything he said was correct, man. You know, I quit studying economics after 2.5 years, so I'm not going to claim any extensive knowledge of the subject. It's hardly a science. Almost nothing is a science, really. Science is science by definition. I guess science by definition is things that we don't really understand. Right? I don't know. I guess I should have majored in philosophy. I don't know. But anyway. Testable hypotheses. You can get testicle from Arsenal fan. You can get testicle hypotheses, but I'm not sure about testable. He specializes in testicle hypotheses. I just gotta stop laughing at my own jokes. I'm sorry. I just want to sound like that meme guy. You know, I should have gotten Rook A3 in at some point. Arsenal's not laughing. Science is the process of making shit up. I was telling my significant other today that they suggested I should write an article about the Kraken. Because everybody knows that I've invented this opening called the Kraken. I not really invented it, but I've kind of created it as my spirit animal for chess, besides the Pawnda. But I'm not going to write an article about the Kraken. First, I have to create Kraken theory. You know, you can't just like, you know, write an article about something till it, you know, scientifically like exists. If Krakens don't really exist, how can you write an article about it? First I have to create it, then I can write an article about it. Move 11, are you talking about like Alan Greenspan again? Sperminal. He was a Sperminal figure. No, the best thing about Kraken is that you can make a lot of play on words with it. I mean, that's absolutely what makes it the best concept for not only for a chess opening or for a book, but also, you know, pretty much anything. There's all kinds of plays on words based on Kraken that no other, you know, dragon would never even come close, you know. I mean, dragons are mystical creatures that never really existed. But you can't make plays on words. There's not too many plays. It's a drag, you know, it doesn't have nearly the amount of potential. Hello. Your rook there, you're playing like that player I played the other day. Who was it? Oh, the game I was suspicious of. There was a game I was a little mildly suspicious of. Imagine that. And I just realized you're defending that. Damn, dude. That's the kind of move that, like, yep. Pieces move laterally. My name is Victor Korchnoi, and I'm here to present to you my favorite rook maneuver. But the magic of this position is... The magic of my stream is that I can communicate socially and be funny and joke around and also play good chess. You can learn something. Damn, dude. That's inappropriate. And Queen H5 is a badass move. Does that freaking work? Better not. It's a badass move, man. Alright. The last thing I want here is a queen exchange, necessarily. I can't believe that rook defended laterally. He's got the bad bishop, the worst coordination, less space, and I still can't put him away because the rook defending g7. A lot of puns with the Kraken. And also, if you're a fan of Wallace and Gromit, it's not bad. They had an edition called Cracking Contraptions or something. I guess not many Americans are into Wallace and Gromit, but I always liked it. I like sort of stupid things. So you just totally like wrecked me. I have nothing. You're sacking the exchange. Nice sack. Nice sack, actually. Did I have a dream about Irina Crush? Weird thing to bring up, I know. Having a strange sensation. I'm having this like strange sensation that I had a dream about Irina Crush. I know that's kind of strange thing to say. You know, you don't remember your dreams when you have them, and then it's like something triggers this memory, and now I'm not sure. Was never really attracted to Irina Crush. Never found her particularly attractive. Crushing Contraptions. Alright, but, you know, there's other reasons you might dream about someone. Story that was relayed to me from someone else. Just had this weird feeling. I had a dream the other night about being on a plane trip, and then the plane was supposed to land somewhere in the US. Jeez, dude. Killing me here. This guy is like also ridiculously underrated. Why is everybody in my stream so underrated? Oh, that's pinned. Oh, that's pinned. But I don't recall. I don't know why Irina Crush just popped in my mind. Dude, just got destroyed by this guy. I mean, I'm sorry, dude, but you're too good to be 2000 and like wrecking my tournament. He's winning the tournament. He just like 10 in accuracy, 2 mistakes. Okay, I suck. Wasn't that easy though, you know? This wasn't that easy. I still say he's like ridiculously underrated. Look, he's won every single game. He's 6-0. Of course, everyone else wasn't that high rated, but Jesus Christ. I was totally winning, man, but the guy's just too fast. I mean, he's coming up with defenses there. You can say, oh, it was 47 cent pawn loss, but he's like defending like God with no time left. You know, I don't know, dude. I mean, there are people who are not cheating, but they're having like Uncle Milko is playing on their account or something, you know. Maybe it's not a computer, but Uncle Jimmy, you know, is like 2,400 FIDE. I didn't see the tactic, man. I was confused. I don't trust anybody. But Raftomov, I could accept, you know, I could accept if you were like 2,200. But you're 2,000, you're having a 2476 performance. It's a bit much, man. I mean, honestly, you know. Nobody should be performing like 500 points higher than their rating. Nefedov, you don't normally play this way, do you?
Maybe he does. I don't remember this.
But Raftomov, sorry, it's a little over the top, the 2,500 performance. He really played tough there. I know I was distracted and I was joking around. It's alright. But I'm just consistently saying, like, people that are playing in my stream, a lot of them are ridiculously underrated. There's no way Raftomov is like crushing this tournament with perfect score if he's 2,000 lichess. Or he has like his little brother playing in the account half the games or something. I understand if your like 5-year-old brother plays every other day and lowers your rating down, you know, to 2,000 or whatever. But the player I just played is quite capable of being like 2,300, you know. It just hurts my rep when I'm like getting dragged around by 2,000s. I can't even beat a 2,000. Now I have to see on Reddit, like that IM couldn't even beat a 2,000, you know. He sucks. Because of people like Raftomov, like how do you play like you're 2,300 when you're like 2,000? I know that he didn't play perfectly, but if you calculate in his speed, problem solving, I mean, do people say mean things about me on Reddit? Well, not so much, but I've seen occasionally. I'm just for example, you know. Arsenal's going to go look it up now. No, I mean, I think, like, I'm just using Reddit as an example. You know, that's the place people would go and, like, they have, like, random chess forums and communities there, whatever, you know. Oh, can you recommend a good chess streamer? It's the kind of thing you would read on Reddit. Like, oh, yeah, I saw him, but, you know, he sucks. He's, like, losing to a 2,000. So stop with the fucking, you know, playing like you're 2,500. If you're 2,000, play like a 2,000. If you're 1,300, play like a 1,300. Why is Raftomov playing like he's 2,500? Okay, he's not the first person, one of my tournaments, to massively outperform his rating. We see this pattern quite a bit. Nefedov, what the heck are you doing? You're like going into this E5 line. You haven't watched the latest 12-minute video from Eugene Perelstein? You play like a 1,200 and you're 2,200. That's another thing. Like, good players get drunk and they drop their ratings. That's been going on as long as man has been, you know, playing chess on the internet. But that is like, you can see that, you know. You can see, the other day I had some IM, like, lose a piece to me in like 10 moves and resign. But it was clear he was like Russian. He probably had too much vodka. He just like lost a piece in the opening, and you know, he was drinking that night. I mean, you can tell when that's what's going on. But I think what we just saw with Raftomov was a legitimately strong player. Not great, but pretty strong. Whose rating is like outrageously low, you know, 2,000. We're talking not FIDE, lichess 2000. And FIDE was a little underrated. E6 is an unusual move. I normally don't play this, but I figure Nefedov doesn't study too much theory. He knows what he knows, and he's not changing it. I don't recall him playing this line before. He always played the classical type of variations against the Sicilian, so this is new. I think I got to go here now. I don't trust my position though. I don't know that I've ever played e6 before. I guess it's not really good here. The point is I'm supposed to play either knight b6 or knight c7. They're both... Honestly, I haven't been looking at this in a long time. No, he's not a blitz player. Nefedov's not a blitz player. Raftomov is clearly a blitz player, or more of a blitz player than Nefedov. You've got two players, like for example, take Nefedov and take Raftomov, two different players around the same rating, but they're very different. One is like a slow tournament player, the other one plays a lot online, maybe faster. I feel like I'm in trouble here already. I screwed up. I mean, e6 was bad. He's not supposed to know any theory, though. He's not supposed to know what he's doing here. That's not allowed. What about f6? Someone mention f6 yet? Well, it is playable, isn't it? I mean, I'm probably not going to be castling if he goes like knight b5. Well, I can play a castle. What would Asterbate do? The problem is I'm not drinking enough. e6 is very bad, though. Arsenal fan. This was a bad line, which I've never recommended, and I have no idea why I played it. I just haven't been drinking enough alcohol, and it's hard for my brain to focus. Alcohol helps my brain focus. Why is there? Okay. The last weeks where I've been cutting down, wow. That's just rude. Why would you want to do something like that? Why do you want to provoke me? You're not like Mr. Tactics. Knight d4, bishop d8. Knight takes b3. Pawn takes b3. King takes d8. Is my knight trapped yet? Donkey. We gotta do this. You gotta do... Whoa, I almost went the wrong way. Of course I'm gonna play knight d4. Why Nefedov has to provoke me? There's another funny variation. Knight d4, bishop d8, knight b3, bishop takes b6, a takes b6. Problem? I don't know, like, I would say bishop g5. Bishop g5 is like strategically greedy, Like, it's not enough that you're just totally better after bishop f4. You have to try to blow me away with bishop g5. You're strategically greedy. Now, I'm not saying I'm winning or anything, but at least I'm in the game now. Oh, knight e4. Well, I mean, knight e4 doesn't develop Arsenal, whereas bishop f4 does. My intuition would be to go bishop f4 first and keep knight e4. Maybe for later, but yeah, it's possible. Asterbate, who I often call you by accident, would agree with you. Asterbate loves moving his knights early, twice in the opening. I did miss something here. Pretty obvious thing. I had a ghost effect. If you study, it's a good book actually. The Krogius on chess psychology. The Krogius. Again, what feels like a slightly greedy move from Nefedov. Strategically greedy. You are strategically greedy. But this is probably thanks to Arsenal fan who openly gave him the idea of 94. Open sesame. How about en passant? D5. Ooh, it's like an Aliakin. You got to consider D5. Could be a very bad idea, though. That could be almost like committing suicide. If I haven't already. Although it is a good way to get a square for my knight, actually. It also could be total devastation. You want to go for it? The obvious move was rook f8. Maybe the sensible thing to do would have been king e7 as well. I hadn't considered king e7. I'm worse. Yeah, I think if I had thought of king e7 first, maybe I would play that. But we're learning a lot about strategically greedy players today. Most people are materialistically greedy, but Nefedov is strategically greedy. But he's not that fast. One of the only players in the stream who's not much faster than me. So this was a fun stream, even if I started in a bad mood and I lost to Rafdamov really brutally. That was still an interesting game. I had fun bantering with you guys. More banter than usual. More banter equals better stream. I keep waiting for the thematic other shoe to drop. He's not... This isn't the 4 pawns attack, The bad move was in the beginning. Arsenal, triggered me. Actually, Arsenal was in a bad mood, too. He triggered me, and then I took my frustrations out on this really annoying new player and banned him. And then it wasn't that bad. It wasn't close to my worst, but I felt I was in a bad mood really for no reason. But then we started having more fun. And it's possible to have fun without drinking alcohol. Alright. I thought about having a glass of wine tonight. I haven't self-banned myself from drinking. I'm just trying to cut down a little. Have you heard that before? A5. A5. I don't like this. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just trying to cut down. No, there was this thing. What happened? I had too much to drink 4 weeks ago, and it was horrible. I really don't know why I did that. It's you have to relearn the same lessons. But anyway, Nefedov with brown beer. No more brown beer. I don't like the person other people become when I don't drink. No, it's just not as fun anymore, Nef Edav. So rook takes just gives you b4. Knight takes e5. How are your pawns feeling? Feelings. That's like the Muppet Show. Da 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 da. Feelings. How can I get as many pawns as possible? All your pawns. Come out with all your pawns, Nefyadov. Hand them over. I want all the pawns. Put them on the counter. I'm not positionally greedy. I want all your pawns. Do you hear me, punk? Which rook? What? 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 Check. Oh. I'm not greedy. You sang a song, House of Pancakes, last night? Oh, that's awesome. He resigned. The House of Blues or House of Pancakes? Everybody's, the younglings getting real trendy now. It's like, that's super trendy, Chess Zebra. I remember like 25 years ago going to the World Open and sitting in the Adams Mark Hotel and like they had youngling beer and nobody even knew what it was. Now it's all trendy even in like New York City and stuff. Back to the tournament. Yeah, not a good opening. So Raftomov just going to win the tournament. Uber Driver in second place. I'm in third. That's pretty much the standings unless Uber Driver can change it. Did Raftomov not play another game after me? No, that's it. He just beat me. He's going to take me out. Come on, Asterbeat. I need another win. Can I get a streak starter? I need to berserk. I didn't berserk. Did anybody berserk? Knight e4 was engine instead of bishop g5. Arsenal likes to prove his point. See, I told you so. I still I think you're encouraging Acerbate to not develop his pieces. Principles first. Ruslan, you're not sure how other people can beat me so easily. Well, nobody beat me easily, Nefyadov. Hold on a second here. What is this easily crap? Hold on a minute now. You know, Raftomov beat me, but it wasn't easily. He was cagey and was lost. First of all, they're way faster than you. That's your main problem. Too old, too slow. They're more sleazy and faster than you. I'm sorry, Nefyadov. You're not sleazy or fast enough. It's not enough to play correctly. You have to be sleazy and fast too. Uber Driver will tell you. The Raftomov account, I just keep thinking about that other guy from Azerbaijan, the 5-year-old or whatever, and then he disappeared and Raftomov appeared around the same time. I mean, that's weird, right? 5-year-old. Do you remember? Another account around the same rating, but different style. You know, different style. The 5-year-old account was a pretty good player, but they were more stable, like positional. So I think I'm just being paranoid as usual. Acerbate won on time. Good for the heart. Beans. What's that? Everybody does that in the Royal Pez. This is like the most instructive way to lose on the black side of the Royal Pez. I had exactly the same game like 3 times in the last week. I'm loving this like slow Royal Pez crap. I just keep like regurgitating the same game. 200 bottles of beer on the wall. 3,000 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. That's what Nevedov sings when he gets drunk drinking brown beer. We have to teach him that song, actually. As a Ukrainian who's moved to the UK, he doesn't know that song. An American living in Hungary, of course, would know it. See, some things Nevedov just doesn't know. But I would say Ruslan is getting crushed like a bunny, like most people do in these positions. This is a poster child for the way you should not play the black side of the Royal Pez. Like, literally. Absolutely 100%. Do not play like black is playing in this game. But maybe I had better. I might have missed my best opportunity. How do I finish him off now? And he's freaking quick. I gotta go caveman. You go caveman. Man, I'm getting desperate. But Yubatis would like it. He never comes to my tournaments anymore. Yubatis. Iobatis. Me caveman. You Jane. Damn it, he's hanging on. And he's really tricky if he's fast, and I'm going to run out of time. Damn. I missed it. I was winning. I missed it again. I'm just not accurate enough tonight. I'm inspired. I'm getting good positions, but I'm just sloppy, sloppy. Very sloppy. Accuracy, not there. This game doesn't count. Just not accurate enough. Not sharp enough. Bishop takes h6. Yeah, there had to be a win there. It had to be a forced win. Now you see he's like, if he gets to this type of position where he can kind of hang on, he's real tough. It's still good. Queen g6 was cute there. It's too cute. Could I trap my own queen? Arsenal, do you trap my own queen? No, I have bishop, rook e6, bishop e6, and then queen back to f5. So my queen doesn't get trapped. Well, we're still better, but it's a long way from a forced win. He has bishop e7 now. He saw that. This is protected. Well, that's a convenient move for black. He's in very good shape now. Oh no. I did it. Accuracy level high. Fuck. He didn't see queen takes a4. Too busy like moving instantaneously. What am I going to do? Like live with my rook on? What am I going to do now? Beep! Accuracy level high. Beep! Oh my god, see? See? See my time? This is what happened to my time. He like gets in the zone or something. Zonal tournaments. This is what happens in my simuls all the time. He hunkers down really well. What do you call it in Wow, I lost on time. I forgot it was no increment. Jeez. At least it didn't count. I forgot it was no increment because we berserked. Oh shit. Yeah, he squeezes really hard. So Raftomov just didn't play another game after that and tied for first with Uber Driver, but Raftomov just beat me and left. 100% win rate, practically no berserks. Uber Driver performance 2090, Raftomov performance 2476, Sladgie performance 2216, and that's without losing to Ruslan in the last round, because that didn't count. Yeah, the Ruslan guy, look how fast he is. He lost almost all of his games, but he squeezes really well. Steam Express is here. Haven't seen him in a long time. If you're out there, guys, say hello. I'm trying to rebrand the stream a little bit with new look, Kraken mode. But impressive stuff by Raftomov. Again, I it's just like, look at his rating. Pretty much stable. The rating, so this account has only been active for 1 year. And he's been pretty stable. More stable than Bitcoin. But I think that he's suspiciously low. He even came out of the gate with a slightly higher rating. This is the lowest his ratings have been, really. I mean, why are they so low? He's down to like 2020 in Blitz. I just don't know. I mean, it's too strong to be 2000. But he only played 6 games. Uber Driver, was being Uber Driver. Yeah, I had a good position. Wait, the game with Raftomov, actually, Uber Driver, whatever your name is, Arsenal fan Richie, because it's not long enough. Califragilistic expialidocious, whatever your name is, Arsenal fan. My game against Raftomov, I had a good position, right? Opening was normal, but he did this thing. So this is main line. I played bishop e2. He didn't play a6, right? It's normal. I castled. He castled. And now I did something strange. Okay, I didn't know what to do because I don't know the theory. I was the first one to, not play a normal move here. I don't want to play c4. I guess I don't want to play rook a3 because I need that for my knight. If he's not going to play a6, I was concerned about bishop e3 getting hit by f5, f4. I think in the past I had a game where I played bishop d2. If I was thinking clearly, this is like the World Championship. If I was thinking clearly, I would probably play like bishop d2 or king h1, but I wasn't thinking clearly, so I played this weird move. I don't know what to do. I'll play a theoretical novelty. Okay, f5, knight c4, and then knight f6, and then f4. And I thought, it's a King's Indian. I like my position. I know that they could play f4 at some point. See? No, f5 I stopped him. That's why... No, he can play f4. That's what I'm talking about. God damn it, Arsenal, that's what I'm talking about. This is not the first move, you want to play in sense of, in terms of it's kind of committal, right? But if if you're Magnus Carlsen and you know this line, and specifically, I had a game with that other weird account recently. This is like the third game I've ever played in this variation. I mean, but I agree, like, f4 is a hard move to commit to. So he tries to play the flexible move, but I have f4. And now I'm playing the white side of a King's Indian. I know what to do here, Now I've got a really good game once I set up this blockade. The computer likes 93. Ivan Farago style. I mean, I went for... This is straight out of... By the way, this isn't just shit I make up, I mean, this is straight out of, like, Ivan or Reshevsky playing the art of positional play from Reshevsky. And but the point isn't like bishop e3, bishop d4, and 93 or 93 right away. I don't know, which is more accurate. But the point is to blockade and then, smash him with g4. And if you study the art of positional play by Reshevsky, one of my favorite books of all time, I tend to recommend this to my students. Most people don't listen to me because they're idiots. But g4, it's a common idea in the classical King's Indian. And white will just, the whole thing will just fall apart. His structure will fall apart. It's all about pawn structure. So I had a really good position here. Yeah, but where's my win, Did I miss something tactically? I missed a win at some point. I'm playing on both sides of the board. I was just like roll in, ready to play a5. And then suddenly I had like a brain fart and I was like, nope, let's do g4. First of all, why don't I be consistent, This is where I'm like, I'm like talking about, you and your recent donation at the sperm bank. I'm completely distracted, joking around, and why would I play, a4 and then do b5 and then do g4? I'm just like, I can't decide. Like, well, which one of these breaks is better? Let's do both. If I'm going to play b5, I really ought to like complete the thought here with a5. I mean, this is like crushing. Black is completely lost, actually, against both breaks, but at least make up your mind and play like consistently. I said that g4 was risky when I played it. But okay, I'm still good. Still good. He has queen h3 here. Everything's under control. Now he finds bishop d8, which is like the only move. And the secret rook defends laterally. I mean, strategically he's lost completely. f5 looks better before rook g1. Well, I didn't want him to play bishop h5. This is the problem, Ars. I don't want him to be able to trade pieces, necessarily. So by pinning him, I thought I was preventing him from playing bishop h5. But I wasn't, apparently. My bad. I mean, the problem is... No, Arsenal. The problem is, okay, I failed to appreciate, like, the point of bishop d8. I thought he was, like, I don't know, opening his queen up. I forgot this is, like, important here. I just, like, whatever, he's crawling around in his back two ranks. He can still play bishop h5. Yeah. I mean, I figured I had some kind of intermezzo. It doesn't work. This doesn't work. Nothing works. Maybe I thought I had this, but then only realized, like, all I'm doing is, like, swapping pieces into an equal position, or maybe I'm even worse. So it was a mistake. f5 was a mistake now. You're right. If I want to play f5, it would be better to play it right away. Probably I shouldn't play f5 at all, it looks like. It's more important to coordinate my pieces. Something like rook a2 first. I could have coordinated it. I thought this is going to be like storybook ending. And this queen h5 is very, just like bishop d8, he comes up with the only move when he needs it. And I didn't like trading queens. I mean, this move also. We didn't even talk about this. I mean, he's got 28 seconds left, and he turns into freaking Petrosian. Now with rook takes c4. Maybe that's like the best. Here's I mean, you know, here's the, it's not the best move by the engine. The computer thinks like rook c4 is unnecessary, or but on a practical level, sacking the exchange here is probably the best try. He takes the initiative with this move, and he makes the position harder for me to play in time pressure. If he plays passively, now it is the best move. Alright, so yeah, I mean, you could make an argument that black's play is suspicious because no, still it's wavering. He didn't use the computer for the game, but I mean, you know, he is coming up with good moves when he needs them. Bishop d8, queen h5, rook takes c4. Really, like, what I would say is like clutch play. This is why Nefedov doesn't beat me, okay? Because Nefedov doesn't find the clutch moves when he needs them. This is really clutch. Maybe black's still lost. I have rook takes g7. See, I felt, you know, I mean, obviously that was an idea. I didn't know when to do it, and so what's the point? Rook g7, king g7, knight c4, and I swing over, and I can pick that rook up. So we're just swapping rooks, basically. The computer feels that I shouldn't be fancy though. I should just. Oh, I didn't realize he did a double exchange sack. Yeah, I mean, honestly, no. What am I talking about? Okay, rook takes c4, and now I did bishop takes f6. Well, I mean, my flag is down. Now I'm down to 17 seconds against 20. Even though there's a 5-second increment, there's no reason to panic. I panicked. Well, I mean, I don't know. I used 5 seconds, and I was like down to 12 seconds when I made this move. So I'm sitting there. My time is ticking. My time is ticking. My time is ticking. He has this. He has a hit on my bishop. My d5 pawn is sometimes loose. My rook is under attack. I'm starting to freak out. And I need to find bishop c3. Oops, I didn't see that. Bishop b2. There's a sensible move. But again, all of my pawns are weak, you know. And so I do the lazy thing, giving him my bishop, and now he has a solid blockade. Was there any other suspicious move or tremendous move by black? Here again, he plays the best move when he needs it. Queen e8 was apparently not as good. Queen f7, best move, keeping an eye on d5. That's a problem now. Now black is better for the first time. And now rook d4, he makes an inaccuracy. He's in time pressure as well. And then I blundered. I mean, I don't know. I would think like queen b3 or something. Okay, queen c2 with the idea of queen c8. But now I'm like drawing if I'm lucky. Right. Now, I mean, I know that I'm not better now. I mean, he has a really good bishop and a better structure, and he has compensation for the exchange. I'm not under illusions that I'm better now, but it's a blitz game. He took the wrong way. So he's clearly not a cheater. But he's also not 2000. I mean, these decisions he made to sack the exchange, you know, finding really clutch moves. I mean, dude's too good to be 2000, 06 or whatever. Queen b7, queen d5, they're both good. And here I was just hanging on. And he blundered rook takes e5. Wow. And I missed that. You know, I'm just terrified of his threat. And so I completely forgot that I can actually do something. Yeah, I missed the win in one move. So he's not suspicious, but he's definitely better than 2000. I mean, he's a really good player for 2000. And also very clutch in time pressure. So I'm still hanging on at this point. Amazingly. Damn, I had rook e7. Holy shit. Queen e7 isn't good. He just walks away. And black's winning. I have to play rook e7, and if king g6... Luckily I have queen c2 check. That's a freaking miracle. You guys see this? Wow. So if king h6... Wow. His rook is hanging. Oh my god. I was looking for like this. But it's pinned. I mean, I'm pinned. I never have it. So basically, it's a draw. Like king f8, rook e8 check, king f7, rook e7 check. Yeah. No, it was a good battle. I should have won it, but I was really sloppy. So congratulations to Rafdamov. Uber driver, sleazy as usual. Did lose 2 games, but put together a lot of wins. 20% berserk rate. How did you play that many games in the allotted time? Asterbait giving him an easy win. How did Asterbait do? Finally, Morales, Nudge Papa. It's the team. Oh, the whole team came in for 1 game. Nudge Papa, Slendrina, Amoeboid. Where's the others? Where's someone's missing? Nudge Papa, Slendrina, Amoeboid. Where's Corporal Light? He didn't play in the tournament? But they cut down to 1 player per simul now. Morales played 4 games. Looks like he was struggling at first. Got warmed up. Yeah, well, he had to face... You face Arsenal fan twice. Okay, guys. But anyway, new stream look. Move 11. Thanks for gifting a tier 1 sub to Lap Zwans Producties. Producties. What a name. Specializing in ease of production. The ease of production. Producties. Yeah, that was fun. I don't know. I don't know. This time control... What do you think, guys? Like, the 10 minutes is better? Or 7 plus 5? Honestly. Bysonov joined us. I didn't see Bill was here. Thank you, guys. Please support the stream. Donate your life savings. Pawnda's back. No stream tomorrow. It's my day off, but we're going to do Thursday analysis stream. So I'll tell you now. Thursday analysis stream. Please submit your games if you're a subscriber. Dutch. Productive Lazy Man. Do you host this every week? I do. Yeah, I host a tournament every Tuesday. I was not in quite optimal form tonight. But we did have some good games. Nevertheless, some interesting games. Also, really all my games were interesting. Ruslan got crushed. But I think all the games were worth looking at. Be back Thursday. Please support the stream by donating. Move 11 just gifted tier 1 sub to Ready Ban. Ready to be banned. Ready Ban, and you're just going for like account names that sounds like they're like advertisements. Ready Ban and Lap Squads Productions. Move 11 singles out the promotional accounts. Have you guys noticed how, like, I don't really like this, speaking of the way that society's becoming more tilted toward bullshit, but it seems like Twitch is promoting certain streams more, like paid promotional stuff. I mean, I guess it's not new, but I always feel like we should move back to the older days where, it just seems like they're tilted toward and the more companies like software developers have like Twitch accounts, and they're just, you get like recommendations, it's just bullshit on Twitch. Now you have to like filter out the recommendations, are just bullshit. Yeah, but it's hard to filter out the garbage and find the good stuff. G-Souts. If you don't know me, you can't find me, Alright, but Thursday night... Oh, Nedog. I thought Nedog was here. Why did I think Nedog was here? Somebody's watching me. Feel like somebody's watching me. I remember that, man. That was classic, dude. That's a great song. I didn't realize you did that. You feel like somebody's watching. I like that. That's what Bobby Fischer used to sing. And Nefedov, yeah. Arsenal fan, who I confuse with everyone for some reason, has that feeling a lot. Sorry if I cut out, but I am not promoting stuff. We're just kidding. I know. Oh, you used to watch me some years ago. Okay. Nice to have a returning customer. Thanks for Move 11 for donating a couple gift subs there. We're blowing it away. I was hoping for maybe a hype train this week, Sunday. Maybe we could do a hype train Sunday, guys. Get all your bits in line. But that's it. We're ready. Thursday, not tomorrow, but Thursday night, I'm going to be analyzing submitted games. If you have a game, you are a subscriber to the stream, or you've been subscribed by someone else, you can submit a game to me by submitting it to me or to my former minion, Ubatis, who's been kind of lax lately. He never even comes to my streams. He's in the gaming void. But Mr. Slow will sometimes still submit games to him. If you would like to submit games for us Thursday, just send me a message on lichess if you are a subscriber, and I'd like to get some good games. If you are a chat band like Arsenal fan, make sure to let me know in some other way. He likes to send carrier pigeons over from the UK. The only thing that hasn't chat banned him. Alright. Anyway, I'm starting to get a sore throat or something. We'll talk later. See you guys Thursday. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.